What do you have for me this time? Hacking into the stock market, closing down a bank, fixing an election. It's all easy.
Right on.
What a bunch of trash.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Trash Movie Kings podcast. I am your host, Adam Edwards. Joining me this week, Joseph Graham, JD Karpicki, Justin Petty, and maybe Apocalypse Hal. I'm not entirely sure. Happy Tears of the Kingdom release to everybody who celebrates. JD, I believe you are a fellow Zelda player. Justin, your wife maybe has been playing. I'm not sure.
Not yet, but she's looking forward to it.
Okay. Joey is going to kill himself in the corner just from this conversation.
Fucking doubt it.
It's a good game, turns out.
Yeah.
What is
You
it?
played some of it already, Adam?
Yeah, I've played maybe 2 or 3 hours of it. I just got out of the tutorial area, so it's...
Because it came out today, right?
What game systems is it on?
The Switch. The Nintendo Switch. It's the
So
new Zelda
just-
game.
Okay.
Yeah. It came out as of this recording today. So I played a
Not
little
sure
bit.
the
today.
appeal of the Zelda franchise. Never really got it. Played Zelda when, you got the gold Nintendo disc or whatever, cartridge. Never really got it. Just wandering around looking for stuff, and then there's a girl. Sure.
It's a lot of games. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad was always mad when I played my Nintendo discs.
Hey, GameCubes had discs.
That's true.
The Wii had discs.
I think it's just his disdain for it. Cracks me up.
Sorry I didn't say cartridge at first. So offended.
Personally offended.
Anyway, this is our 69th episode.
I think we've fulfilled our mandatory 5 minutes of bullshit at the beginning of the show.
Within 2 minutes.
Yeah. Let's get into the 69th episode in the middle of Fred Olin May.
Sexy.
Which means we tried to watch a couple of movies. What did we try to watch at first? We tried to watch...
At first, I tried to find 2 different movies from
the
Fred
60-foot
Olin Ray.
billboard.
No, the attack of the 60-foot tall centerfold.
Yes.
Woman. Couldn't find that anywhere streaming, so we went to Bikini Drive-In, another horny sounding Fred Olin Ray movie.
Which was streaming somewhere.
And we found it, but it was simultaneously in English and also dubbed over in Espanol.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, well, that's confusing and not going to work because the Espanol was really loud. Spanish.
And it was on a porn site, and the ads were quite distracting.
Quite distracting. But we ended up finding...
We found Bad Girls from Mars, 1990, starring our favorite John Henry Richardson, who was also the star of Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Mm-hmm.
Also starring Edie Williams, who was, she was an older actress by the time this movie came out. This was actually her second to last film credit in her career, but before this, she was in movies like Man Killers, Hellhole, and what was the Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, which is probably her most famous, if I had to guess. She was on one episode of Lost in Space.
Beyond the Valley of the Dolls is not the Roger Ebert one, right? Roger Ebert did the sequel. Is it
I don't have that in Criterion to check.
No, it was written by Roger Ebert.
Beyond the Valley of the Dolls was?
Yes.
Okay. So he did that one and she is in it. That's cool. That is an interesting film to watch. I wouldn't say it was good, but...
What did Roger Ebert give this movie? Do we know?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably did not watch it, if I had to guess.
2 stars.
I'm
Great.
gonna fucking doubt that he ever put this in front of his eyes.
This movie
Missed out.
is wonderful, if you ask me. It's
One of the ratings right
a
away.
slasher-ish movie. Kind
a
of.
film set slasher, a la
A la Fatal Exposure? Is that what it was called?
A slash filmer, maybe.
Sure. I was thinking more along the lines of more popular film with A New Nightmare, which is the Freddy movie that takes place on the film set of a Freddy movie.
Oh, yeah.
But it's, not like that at all.
That girl had a final, or whoever that was in the original Nightmare. Like, the girl in this movie kind of looked like her.
Maybe it's more like Scream 3, if anybody's familiar.
Oh, yeah.
Where
Jane
they're
Silent Bob?
shooting. Yeah, Jane Silent. Yeah.
Did have a Clerks vibe. So.
Did have a Clerks vibe. You're right. I know Scream 3, from what I remember, it takes place in Hollywood, and they're shooting Stab, which is the fake. They're shooting a Stab sequel because we already established that Stab came out in the second one. Maybe it's Stab 3.
We established.
But yeah, there's the killers in that movie are haunting or whatever, stalking on the set of the fake Scream movie. But this is, again, not like that at all.
No, it's not. So let's go ahead and dive into the plot that has been dictated, not read. So Joey wrote this out. This has not been proofread. This has not been edited. I guess we'll start. We can cut this part out.
Can I just say, to preface this, this movie is extremely all over the place in a way that I have never seen before, I think.
Really?
I don't think I've ever seen a movie this confusing.
And we've watched multiple Godfrey Ho films.
Okay, that is a good comparison. That is a good comparison. But this movie is not a Godfrey Ho film where he is literally trying to figure out how to make a movie out of multiple movies. This is one movie that someone came up with, shot, directed, pieced together, and then distributed. And there were no challenges like Godfrey Ho.
Yeah,
it's a work of art.
It is something.
Single source confusion, really.
Anyway, we're gonna read the plot.
And
I'm gonna say it's not gonna be beneficial. Anyway, here we go. So it's a movie about a movie, but the movie is a sci-fi porno. And then a porno actress who was dating the lead in the porno is strangled by some magical celluloid while in her dressing room. Turns out it's not magical, just a person from the rafters, but it is a dangly piece of celluloid that strangles this woman. And then some old producer explains that this is the fourth girl to die on the set of this film. Oh my. I guess it's some kind of insurance scam, because there's a lot of producers talking about insurance money that could be made from this.
Enter a very breathy, blonde replacement actress, and she wants to go to a car show, ? She's picked up by the director of the porno. They go to, quote, the moguls who are producing this porn where women are dying in droves. In Drove's house? Wait.
They go to the mogul's house.
Oh, okay,
We're dying in droves.
Yes.
In droves.
House.
Go to the house and Drove's house. And meet up with some other bimbos and old guys and get topless. Everybody gets topless in this movie. Everyone.
Yeah.
Then the breathy blonde goes for a hot tub, and the Riddler tries to kidnap her for some other guy.
And
she
some
escapes
other guy.
and some other guy. She escapes and runs into a convenience store, being robbed by Fred Olin Ray.
Yay!
Who is actually the best quarterback SC ever had. And then we're back to set. Enter Lieutenant Hoagie. He inquires about the convenience store robbers, not the murders. All right.
The lieutenant finds a severed hand in a film can, and they discuss. He ends up being invited to be on the film. They shoot, they rap. The breathy blonde and the dark-haired bob haircut assistant girl realize they are both fucking the director, and they fight over him. But the blonde wins. Then the Riddler ties up the blonde on a St. Andrew's cross, and she realizes it's the guy she first had sex with in a dumpster. His name is Victor Bunce. They fuck. Turns out he was killing women on this movie set in order to find his one true love. The woman he randomly fucked in a pile of trash, I guess. Who knows?
The dark-haired Bob assistant chick to the film, her head shows up in a box a few scenes later. So I guess Victor Bunce, the Riddler guy, is killing people on set. One of the producers gets his neck slit. The Riddler comes back to wrestle the blonde girl he loves, because I guess it was like the first girl he had sex with randomly in a dumpster. But it turns out there are two Riddlers, maybe, but it's actually the costume designer on the film, which is a woman that has eyebrows. She apparently is also Victor Bunce, the man who fucked this blonde woman initially, like at some point way before this film begins, in a dumpster. But she has had a sex change.
Wait.
She also fucked him during the movie too.
Yeah, because we saw...
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was a guy's voice.
Finish the plot. We'll
Let's
get
run
back
it
to
out
this.
here.
Meanwhile, Lieutenant Hoagie and the director and the lead actor and a cop, they order a shit ton of fast food in a cop car. Anyway, filming resumes. The end. Holy fucking God, this made so much sense. Might I add that this is the Riddler from Matt Reeves' Batman? If
Yes.
anyone's wondering. This is
This is not the Jim Carrey Riddler.
No.
It might be.
I'm sorry. That is the most confusing plot I've ever written.
Well,
But
I realized
don't-
it when we started reading it, because we usually do like a cheesy voice, but you were just like, and then this?
No,
Yeah,
I don't.
and
I
you were
don't
like-
understand this.
You were regularly adding more context while you were reading it because I didn't.
Because normally when I edit, I told you guys I was not going to edit this one because it was too stupid. And then while I was reading it, I started editing it.
Gross house.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't
right.
think it was that confusing, but now that you mention this thing at the end about the second Riddler lady is Victor Bunce with a sex change, but I thought the first Riddler was Victor Bunce.
Yeah.
Right,
I
'cause
guess
it was a
Well, there's
voice.
not two Riddlers.
it turns out
Like in
there's
the end,
one
you find out
Riddler.
it's just them.
Right, but it's
just her,
confusing
but
'cause
she also fucked her.
Oh, because she
Wait.
didn't take the mask off when she fucked the lady the first time.
time.
But then
Even
she
though
couldn't
she
have
had
a
the voice, because she was like, "I recognize this voice."
She sounds
Okay, but
like
did
a
she
man.
have a sex change? Because how did she fuck her?
Right.
She had.
Because she's
remember-
also ostensibly fucking the.
It's off screen. The sex is
No,
off screen, so you
Well,
don't.
that's what I
it
mean.
could
the
just
lead
be
actor.
It could just be
Could have been bean flicking.
being flicking lesbian sex.
That's a beat.
It's weird because the Riddler murderer guy, the modern Riddler murderer guy, has the voice of a man when he's it's very confusing. Attacks the blonde bimbo actress that comes in to replace the fourth murder actress of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, she has a man's voice the entire time until the end because
The Riddler?
She
Who,
yes,
when you say she,
the Riddler. I'll say the
Okay.
Riddler. The
Okay.
Riddler calls the director of the movie on the phone
Yes.
to tell him to go somewhere, and he recognized who that was on the other end of the phone.
Right.
Yeah, it was
And
like
it was
Ortelli
clearly-
or whatever.
yeah, it was like, hey,
Like
you're
it was
the
a producer for the movie, but it
you're
was
the producer
also
or
the
some
chick that
production
he's
person.
banging.
Right. So it doesn't make any sense.
I have a theory. I have a theory, and I don't know if y'all
Okay.
remember.
I would
this at all.
love to hear a theory about this.
So
film.
Riddler, this is the thing. So the blonde bimbo, right? She okay, hold on a second. We gotta go back. Guys, this is insane. First of all, the director's walking outside and he trips in some garbage. It's an amazing scene.
Yes.
But he's
and then
covered
he just
in
sleeps
people,
there all night.
People trample him. He sleeps there all night. He's covered in garbage. This triggers the turn where the blonde bimbo tells us that she's just obsessed with garbage. It takes her a lot of air
Smell
to
of
think.
garbage. It turns me into a wild woman.
Oh God, that's gotta go in the fucking theme song.
First time I ever made love was inside a great big dumpster.
Oh my God.
I was 12 and boy was 18. No one's ever been able to top him. Do you think he'd like to try?
I don't think I'd like to be on top of him. Look, all I want is for you to be in this picture.
Well, darling, how could I refuse you? Smelling the way you do. You're willing to cover yourself with garbage.
What the fuck is she talking about?
She didn't tell anyone
Did you
about her
miss
fetish.
her saying that like the first time she had sex was in a dumpster?
Oh,
Yeah, the smell of garbage turns me into a wild woman. She just sprying.
So she's going crazy for this garbage, right? And then
Same, bro.
and she
Same.
tells him,
She's going trash wild.
she tells him you could only know that. No one knows that because it's not in my book. I've only told like 3 people that. And
Yeah.
she said, so
I guess she wrote a book at some point. Yeah.
right. And then that's when the Riddler kidnaps her. He tells her this to tell the audience that, oh, that's one of the people that knows. And then he reveals that he was the one that they had sex with, and he's been killing all these people to get back to her. Now, here's my theory. After they have sex, like she's all wet, you know, not wetter than she usually is.
She's got a wedding.
But and it pans down, he's on
She's
the ground.
dewy.
Riddler's on the ground and they pan up, and then there's other Riddler. I have a theory that she killed him like while they were having sex and then took his place because she goes, oh wow, that was really great, I can't believe we did that. Yeah, we definitely did that. And then she runs off, but I could be completely wrong.
I
'Cause
don't
this
know.
movie doesn't-
That could work.
It's far fetched to me. I don't know. I don't think they thought this through.
No.
There's no way that there was anyone that was like, this needs to make sense. No one said that. They were like, it's fine.
They were doing so much cocaine making this movie. There was no time for script supervision or anything like that. It was just let's get the camera in there.
So
I mean, the scenes fit together like this was an actual porno.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. You're just filling time to get to the next boob shot, essentially.
yeah, it sort of reminds me of this movie. I think it's called Body Double by Brian De Palma, which is it's a really strange movie where there's like, I don't know, it's confusing bits, and Brian De Palma was into like weird, like how do I discuss this without seeming like an asshole? I don't know, like trans people and stuff. That's a different.
The Michael Caine
I don't
bit,
know.
yeah.
I'm too drunk to discuss this movie because it's so fucking weird. It doesn't make any sense. There's a character, Victor Bunce, who is a man and also a woman in this movie, and they don't give a shit about what he sounds like, and it's fine.
Yeah, until the reveal. It's like,
Yeah, the reveal is like, oh, she suddenly
it's clearly a man up until the reveal, and
But,
it's now
yeah.
clearly a woman.
But you know what? It's just Finkel and Einhorn, okay?
Oh,
Movies
goddamn
do
it.
this all
I knew
the
this was
time.
going to come up.
It's fine. Like, it's...
No, that movie made Ace Ventura makes way like 1,000 times % more sense than this fucking movie.
Well, I would hope so. But
I would
yes.
hope so.
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing that we're missing, though, with the plot summary, it's a great plot summary.
It's great.
You're kind of missing some of the texture and the tone of this movie, which is
Oh,
a lot
for
of
sure.
zany sound effects. A lot of
I
like
didn't get into any of that. This is just strictly what happens.
None of the sound effects also like worked. They gave us directions at the beginning of the movie that the sound effects were going to be an indicator of what was to follow.
The motion picture you are about to see deals frankly with the subject of low-budget filmmaking. It contains sexually explicit scenes that may shock some of the members of the audience. Therefore, each of these scenes will be preceded by this sound. We have one hell of a sound if we can. All right, I'm in. That's it. Remember, when you hear that sound, that's a signal to close your eyes. Once more.
Close your eyes.
What's happening with the horn?
What the fuck?
But the sound effects always either happened right as it was happening or after.
Yeah, not
Or
before.
and then they stopped doing them altogether.
Yeah, it never was before.
This is a gigantic pile of trash that is kind of fucking beautiful. It is disgusting. It is confusing. It looks like shit. Yeah. No one gives a fuck about what's happening.
Yeah.
there is
Everybody's
film
doing
rolling.
porn star voice.
I feel bad for anyone the person who tried to edit this. I hope that it was Fred Olin Ray. I don't know who edited this shit, but my God, what a challenge this probably was to that person, regardless of how sober they were. They were probably like,
Chris Roth edited this.
Chris Roth, hooray for you. Like, gold
What
star.
else did Chris Roth edit?
Leprechaun,
Holy shit. Nice.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Okay, so this guy knows what he's fucking doing with some trash kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He could not wrangle this thing.
No, he couldn't make it make sense, but he did his best.
Leprechaun 2.
Can you guess how many days this took to film and how
Can
much
I guess
money
how much
he
cocaine
used?
that he used?
They
Also
filmed this on a
edited-
Tuesday.
On a Tuesday, yeah.
Okay, so there are some things that he could have fixed that he just didn't, which are fine. Like the voice, for instance. Like he could have made that discernible in any way, but did not.
Fred Olin Ray was like, no, this is
No
my
one
vision.
cares. Stop caring, Roth. Shut the fuck up and edit my film. Do you want to know the line? I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's
Yeah, him and Fred were just blasting lines while editing.
mind-numbingly stupid.
Yeah. Which it kicks off, like, it opens up with a Monty Python style credits where it's like, we're going to do a
Space
Like-
opera?
Justin was talking about, like, there's going to be adult scenes in this movie, and we're going to warn you before that by playing this sound, and it's supposed to be a horn, and it ends up being like a squeaky toy.
Oh,
Well, it's like a squeaky duck toy thing, and then he's like, "Oh, that's not it," and then it does the "Arunga, arunga," and he's like, "Yeah, that's it." And the guy's like talking to himself. I don't know. But then when you jump forward into the movie, and you get to that first death of the star, and she gets strangled by the celluloid and everything, and then the director walks into her dressing room and finds her there, brings the rest of the crew in, and just goes,
Okay, who did this?
Bald guy on the left.
What are we gonna do? Why don't we shoot over her shoulder? That's what Roger would do. Shit, what a disaster.
guys, who did this?
Great set of tips.
"All right, you fucking cut ups. Who did this?"
Who's been horsing around in here?
This angle.
I don't know. I like looking at it.
Well, now you're
It's
getting
not my
into some
birthday.
favorite parts.
Well, yeah, okay. But I'm just trying to give a sense of like the tone of this movie. Like, it's not.
Yeah, they're
It's not
This is
things. It's not
The
Las Vegas bloodbath. It's zany.
It's a new kind of thing that I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, I've never seen a movie quite like this, to be honest with you. I feel like I've known that this kind of movie existed, but it's like a myth. Like
what kind of movie is this?
like
When you say this kind of movie,
Yeah, well, look, okay, so it's
what is this?
people are like
50%
men
porn,
men got to do whatever they wanted in the 80s and 90s or whatever, that kind of thing, that kind of like mode, like men got away with anything in Hollywood at one point, and you're like, okay, yeah, like I get it, they did on like in a real way, but in like the actual filmmaking, you're like, okay, most movies, whatever, they're discernible again, but this is like completely not. It's just nonsense.
Well, that even takes that to an extreme. Every girl who goes into a new room just starts taking her clothes off. Like,
Yes,
there's
this is
no
what I'm saying. This is
Yeah.
this is like
rules.
the epitome of that idea that like
My dream.
Hollywood directors got to do whatever the fuck they wanted, like
Yeah.
from a very, very, very male perspective.
Yeah. It is. It's just a porn. It's basically that without the sex.
But no,
Like,
yeah, it's like porn, but like without any actual sex, just like a titty movie. But
Yeah,
like,
this was the titty movies you could get at Blockbuster. Like this was the most lewd thing you could actually get
It's-
from
I don't
Blockbuster.
know.
But
It doesn't
this
even
is-
feel like that though.
no, but it's just so much more extreme than what you think of as a titty movie.
We brought up the
It's-
Zucker brothers a lot.
I-
they
Well,
brought
yeah,
up
it's
those
because of the
jokes.
weirdness and like incoherence of it.
Yeah, it's on a different fucking level of like nonsense. My brain is it's stuttering because it's just it's amazing.
Because you've seen the face of God and you're
I've seen, if there is a trash god or a trash saint, he bestowed his light upon this film.
She literally dove into him with trash. I'm just
yes.
saying.
Yes.
There is a literal fucking and trash bit in this.
Like Scrooge McDuck dove in
Yes. Yes.
to the trash. Okay.
She swan dove into the trash man.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, since the plot is not helping, may I give you some trivia?
Oh, some trivia. Yeah. I didn't know
yeah.
Andy was on the show. Fast
Check this
facts.
out. These are some fast facts. So, Fred Olin Ray says this film has its genesis with sets left over from Roger Corman's the Mask of the Red Death. So he's using a bunch of just old leftover stuff. He had $19,000 like left after a film that he worked on. Okay. And he said he only needed 4 days to shoot this. So that's
Fuck
what he
yeah.
did.
holy
He had 5 days
shit,
left.
that makes so much sense.
Yeah, 5 days left to return camera equipment. He shot it in 4 days. $19,000.
So he didn't even write this. It sounds
No,
like
well-
he had camera equipment and a budget from a previous thing, and was like, "I have an extra 5 days." This is like Tammy and the T-Rex territory, where it's like, I have this narrow window where I have this fucking animatronic T-Rex. We have to make something with it. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what the story is. We have to fucking do this.
Right
And
now.
guess who he wanted for Bert? I think he's one of the main characters.
Bert, who is Bert?
Yeah, it would have been perfect. But I guess I'm not giving any clues. So.
Which one is Bert?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, is Bert Lieutenant Hoagie?
He's not the director. I think he's the other guy, the guy who's like chained up.
That was Richard
I could be
Trent.
wrong. He wanted Adam West.
Oh man.
They said Adam West was busy among other things, like not.
Yeah,
wanting to
he
do
was
this
making
movie.
Metamorphosis. Is that the movie that he was in? I'll look this up. Do you have any more trivia for us?
No, that was about it. I found
Adam
that
West
same
should have been in
paragraph.
this movie. It would have made
That
it.
explains.
It would
the
have
whole movie.
grounded it in a weird way, I think.
Yeah.
It seems like it's whole movie obviously is a rehearsal. But it's,
Yeah.
but it's like, it seems like it's supposed to be an insurance scam plot, and you're supposed to hate the producers of the film, which are these moguls that call themselves moguls. But then it's not. It just turns into a standard slasher film, but of a porno. But then there's like a trans thing.
But also something that's like inconsequential to the entire plot. It's like just the bad guy is just having his own thing.
This movie rules. Do you want to just go through favorite parts? I feel like
have
there's
a
going to
top
be a
Yeah,
lot.
let's just jump. Let's just go to favorite parts because I don't think we're gonna get anywhere with describing what this is.
Just
we're
watch
gonna
this
fail.
movie. It's on Amazon.
Watch
Just
it.
watch it. Just fucking watch it.
Just pay
Go
the
to
$4.
Pornhub,
But watch it.
or whatever it is.
Watch it with
Or don't,
at least one
you know?
other person if you can.
Yeah.
I think it's better.
No, you're gonna hate this if you try to put it on by yourself. You're
Yeah.
gonna fucking hate it.
Yeah, if you put this on at like noon on a Saturday and you're just by yourself
not
sober on your
entertaining.
couch, you're
Not
gonna want to die. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna like it.
Or you're just gonna pop off and then take a nap.
Yeah,
I will say I had half a start occasionally during this movie.
yeah.
The secretary was pretty
She
great.
was, yeah.
Oh, I liked
some-
the bobbed hair girl.
Yeah,
the
it's a
Halle
shame
Berry from
she-
Flintstones, kind of.
She lost
enjoyed
she lost
enjoyed her
hair.
Halle Berry vibe. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, favorite parts. Let's start with you know what, JD, give me one. We'll go around. We'll each do one, and then if we haven't,
One.
We can fill in for Apocalypse.
Did you see this movie?
yes, you do one, and then somebody else will do one, and then once all of us have done one, we can come back to you, and that way we're not stealing each other's favorite parts.
That makes
All right,
sense.
y'all. I'm gonna go
That's
big.
not how JD works.
I know
Go
that's
big,
not how he
JD.
works, but
Go
it's,
big, JD.
You know what? It's you just
big, JD. You are the one who will do the deciding of the Thank you, Dano.
Justin's like, I have to edit this shit.
Oh my god.
It's just gonna be a slow zoom into Apocalypse's camera the whole time.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Empty
figure out what to
seat.
do with that.
Like a Ken Burns over an hour and a half.
I mean, if he doesn't come back,
Speaking
I'm
of
just gonna
bowl
cut him
cuts.
out.
Hey, you mean Courtney Cox's bowl cut from Scream 3? Because that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, Ken Burns is
that's
fucking
some
bowl
bangs.
cut.
That's not a bowl
That's
cut.
right.
That's just
Oh, you're right.
bang.
My favorite part is, drum roll please, Lieutenant Hoagie, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be?
That's not a favorite part. That's a whole character.
He's my
That could
favorite
be a
part.
favorite
Whenever
part.
he's on screen, it's my favorite part.
He's great.
He look,
Fantastic. He provides a lot to this film.
first of all, he's always eating sandwich or a hoagie or a wrap or something. He's never not eating food. It's the best. It's the most entertaining part of the movie.
Never stop
Hey.
eating.
Listen, like
You got like a spare hamburger around or something?
yeah, he's got some great lines. I said at one point, can you fit that much food and scenery in your mouth? Because he's
Yeah.
just gobbling it up. It's amazing.
You should edit this episode. You would
I,
And one
day with
thing-
yourself.
One thing he would say all the time is, it's my business to know.
yeah.
Which one thing he knows is this older gentleman, one of the moguls, he says, that's not what you said to your mother the night of your elementary school play, which
Yeah,
is
I
way
don't
too many words.
understand what any of that meant.
He
I
just
thought he was
said
saying he
some
banged
random
his
thing he
mom.
knew. Right. But yeah, it sounded like an insult, and then you're like, wait, no, he's just referencing something that he
That's not
couldn't
what you said when
possibly
I was
know.
banging your mom when you were in your high school play.
And I guess I'll move on, but yeah, the hamburger line's great. But one time he says,
Careful, it's hot. I'm surprised you got it to go. Don't bitch, it's bad for your digestion. Listen, turn on the siren.
While they're fucking hooving a pizza down their throats after
Yeah.
a burger and a sandwich and French fries and all this garbage. That whole bit where they're in the cop car just driving around. I don't even know why they're in the cop car, to be honest with you.
idea.
They just keep cutting to it.
yeah, the director.
I think that
So
went-
they left set to get in the cop car and drive around to race to set.
Well, they had to
To
go
save
back
her.
to the station to get
More hoagies?
something. Well,
Probably.
because the driver of the car was his like captain. It was a guy that we
yeah,
hadn't
that's right.
seen before.
That might be the guy that
the
says
guy
the line,
driving,
actually.
the capo.
So
I
we had
gotcha.
to go back to the station for some reason. We never saw the station. There's only one set in this movie.
There's no real reason to go.
No,
They
I
just
think
want
it's
them to
assumed
leave.
that they went to the station where they're just suddenly in the car with a new guy.
But
They
the whole
wanted all
shot
the-
in the car is the intro to that 70s show. Like, that's all it is.
yeah.
It's just a static shot of the four of
Hanging
them.
out.
Yeah, just sitting in the car.
They leave the movie so that other stuff can happen. Basically, yeah.
And they make 3 stops. And ironically, speaking of that 70s show, the Lieutenant Hoagie is played by basically Bob from
Yeah.
next door.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good call.
Can't believe you ate my sandwich. You know, it's always-
The
put him
thing
in
I
the
wrote
movie.
down about him, which makes me love him even more, is Detective Hoagie loves lunch.
oh,
This is a big lunch fan. Yeah,
Loves lunch.
loves
Great
a
callback.
hoagie in his mouth at all times.
Yeah.
The bite smile or whatever.
he's living the lunch life 365. You know?
He is.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's a
He's a Mr.
Patrick
Broad. Yeah, he's a Mr. Broad for sure.
He's a Mr. Broad. Yeah.
Justin, do you have a favorite part?
Yeah, I can't remember the line exactly though. It frustrates me. But it was when they decided to bring Lieutenant Hoagie on set as an actor. As an alien, I guess. An alien
In a
overlord.
bathrobe,
And-
you know?
In a
Yeah.
war-
Yeah, he's still got a
robe.
sandwich the whole time, and like, I think he talks like the guy who wants to bang all the chicks, Dick Peverson or whatever his name is.
I like that.
They decide to have him unconscious on the floor so he doesn't have any lines that he's upset about.
Yeah.
And instead, they have Lieutenant Hoagie, say it was something along the lines of like her sucking him dry.
Tila, what does this Earthman mean to you?
It's just a source of information, that's all.
Uncle Mino has sucked him dry. Everything he knows is in our brain banks. He's absolutely useless to us now.
I could have told that.
Voice. And then she starts talking, and he starts wolfing his hoagie, and he's still eating for his next line, and he can't deliver it.
That's a good one.
So
Joey.
that's 2 hoagies so far. Let's see what Joey has to say.
Maybe my favorite part is like Fred Olin Ray like robbing the bank. and just how
Oh,
fucking terrible
jeez.
that is. It's beautiful.
All right, lady, put your hands up. Oh, God, that's just the way she looked in the back of her book, except she had, like shackles around her wrists. I don't care how she looked.
God, he's so bad.
I gotta have her autograph.
This
You
is
have a
like
pencil?
Clerks level acting right now,
You have a
though.
pencil and a
I'll
paper
start
or
in the
something?
convenience store makes it easy to comparison.
This is great.
Yeah.
I just love, like,
He's
you know, when
spiking
they,
the lens the whole time. He's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I'm trying to rob this place. He's like, are you little Fred Olin Ray? You used to come here all the time. Dumb.
it's like, you know, when they say actors don't know what to do with their hands, like Fred doesn't know what to do with his face. He's like looking everywhere.
Face,
and
mouth, whatever.
Everyone
yeah.
in that
relax.
scene, because she came running in, and
Must
she
be
was
coke.
looking all over the place too.
She
And,
interrupted a robbery to get a Slim Jim and a phone.
She steals a Slim Jim. I guess the other favorite part of mine would be when the director of the porno goes to pick up the new actress after 3 or 4 have died,
Yeah.
and she gets in the car and they're talking, and I don't know how they even fucking talk about.
He asks her
limousines.
what her favorite car is.
Oh yeah, what's your
Yeah.
favorite car?
You here for the big car show, huh?
I just love exotic automobiles.
Oh, really?
What is your car show?
which one's
What's
your
going
favorite?
on?
The Mercedes stretch limo,
Why's that?
because they're long and hard and you can fuck in them.
Yeah.
And then she proceeds to change into 2 different outfits, I think, in the back seat of a very big car.
It's a caddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, top down caddy.
Yeah, like a top.
That was a
down
real
caddy.
driving scene too, which was kind of impressive.
Right.
Like they were just driving
yeah.
through a Beverly Hills neighborhood, and she's just taking all her clothes off in a convertible.
Well, and there's that
days.
one shot of the guy driving the other way that crashes his car into the side of the road because he's
Yeah.
distracted by her. It's good. I wrote down after blonde bimbo lady shows up and she gets her dress wet and she goes to change and she's drying off and Joey goes,
Is that how you dry boobs? Never had any.
She didn't want to disturb them.
She wanted to
Very gentle.
dapper them off. I don't know.
and then just because we already mention it here again is when the first lady dies and they walk in, they're like, who did this? You stinkers.
Yeah, that's amazing. It kind of like sets the tone for the rest of the nonsense that happens.
Yeah.
4 days. 4 days he shot this. That's
wild.
Right.
Wild.
Yeah.
JD, did you have any other favorite parts?
So back to me. I love the fact that the killer, they have this bit running that like the killer can't rhyme.
Yes.
So I don't want to butcher it, but it's really funny to the point where the third time it happens, they're reading ransom notes and they're like, roses are red, melons are round, the killer is here and he's gonna blow you up. And then and then the director like looks at the camera like, what the fuck am I reading? You know, like it's pretty great.
They're so high
he did it
and
with aplomb. And so be wary of his explosive.
Wasn't there a grenade in someone's mouth at one point?
Yes, there was a grenade. A hand grenade in Riddler's
she
mouth.
didn't know how to make a bomb.
And after all this, you're gonna chuck it all and bomb the place.
Yeah.
Hand grenade. I never learned how to make a bomb.
And then the blonde gets it from her and puts it in her mouth.
And it's the biggest fucking explosion from a hand grenade you've ever seen.
Okay. This movie to me, it's Fred Olin Ray, right? Like we kind of understand him in sort of a way, but in a lot of ways we don't, because he apparently is very multifaceted. But to me, this movie is like, if you were to make an analogy to Quentin Tarantino, this is him fast and loose as shit. This is like his death proof. This is him not thinking about anything he's doing very much and just going with pure...
It's instinct.
Yeah, exactly. Like pure instinct and just trying to make a movie in 4 fucking days, high as fuck.
That's why he can't relax in the scene in the bodega.
No,
it's a good
all
point.
over the place.
It's a good point.
I just think it's him at his most pure.
Pure Ray.
It's pure Ray.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's fucking beautiful is what it is.
Well, the changing scene is very similar to Death Proof. And just
in the car.
Just because it's a car.
It's not a stunt woman getting on the top of it. It's a woman taking her top off in the back of it.
The most low rent Death Proof like parody. It's like if Be Kind Rewind did Death Proof.
Oh man.
Oh, I have some great lines.
No, it's
though.
like if Be Kind Rewind did the Zapruder tape.
I call this one the Kennedy.
Oh no. What was that meme? It was like giving him the JFK, which is messy head in the back seat.
There it was. That was a good joke about JFK getting shot.
Email us at trashmoviekings@gmail.com.
Let us know how you're offended you are.
Drop that sloppy top.
Before are there any other do we want to mop up any other favorite parts or lines or anything before we move on?
I just have some lines. It's real quick, but I love when she said, "It's deja vu all over again."
Yeah.
It's like that's what deja vu is. We had one of those, "It's all your fault. Now she's dead." We had the nonchalant
She's
death
dead.
announcement.
Yeah, that's a good death announcement. Yeah.
And then the guy, when they discover the hand, the severed hand in the film,
Which has no
which does not fit.
consequence. It
There's
doesn't
no
go with
way.
anything. They're
And
just
the
like,
guy goes, "Hey, if
dead
everybody's-
hand. Whose
everybody's
hand
just
was
standing
that?
around, let's
Does
shoot a
anyone
scene.
have
You know, we could do
any
something."
clue whose hand that was?
It was the set designer.
Or Teddy.
Or Teddy.
The woman?
No, it was the guy.
Yeah, she was the set designer, though.
Oh
No, she was the costumer.
She was the costume designer.
Okay.
God, guys, did you even watch the fucking movie? Jesus Christ.
I tried my best. I tried my best.
There was
Boy, when a girl goes
goes through to send her brother through proctology school. These guys can just take their job and sit on it.
Oh God,
Forgot
yeah.
about that whole bit. Yeah.
Forgot she died in the first 2 minutes.
Ooga.
The maybe she was cleaning the film and it went off. That was a good one.
Yeah. I liked the grabbing of the Jack Daniels bottle
Oh yeah.
while the bobbed assistant was fucking him under the big desk. I'm giving you a raise. Why do you need to drink during sex?
I
sir?
liked after a long day of shooting, he poured a glass of Jack Daniels and Alka-Seltzer, which I've never seen before.
The only way to do
Really
it.
wanted him to drink it.
It's
That's
like
how you
two things
represent
every guy
stress.
needs, and he puts Alka-Seltzer tablets and pours a fucking pint of Jack Daniels.
People used to be built different, right?
Well, now that we've gone through all of that, let's go ahead and move on to
The bees.
There it is.
It was a bit of a slow start, but then we fucking got there. Right off the bat, we had boobs, booze, a blow-up doll, butt, a blonde broad. There was a bikini at the pool. We had a blade. Oh yeah, Mr. Broad, which we talked about a little bit. There was a bubble bath in this movie. We haven't seen one of those in a little while. A blue light gel, blue light filter, a bandana, neckerchief. There were two different booms. There was one that was like intentional because they had just cut on the scene and then the boom falls into the shot. And then there was an accidental shadow of a boom later in the movie when they're going down the stairs into like the basement. You can see the shadow on the top of the wall. Have fun finding that, Justin. We had big naturals. Had boxes. At one point, Lieutenant Hoagie calls them bozos. The St. Andrew's Cross meant that we had bondage. We had bomb ? We had bullets, and we had a blast. And then honorary, we had a pool, a hot tub, and a Pepsi.
Oh, I didn't even notice the Pepsi.
Yeah, in the convenience store that they're robbing, there's a Pepsi display in the background.
So we got into the 20s. I was kind of counting them there.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say blue light?
Pretty good amount of bees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we got a Batman too.
Oh yeah, Batman. Yeah, that's all I got.
Now that I know that Hard Ticket to Hawaii has over 33 bees, I think maybe
Spoilers.
33.
Is that the most?
I think
I think so.
I think that's the record. That movie's insane. With bees specifically. The movie itself is rather insane, but this movie might be more insane.
It's a little insane.
Hard Ticket to Hawaii has a coherent plot.
That's what I mean when I say insane is coherency. I can't think of another movie aside from a Godfrey Ho movie, which you sort of understand that is a mashup of two, possibly three different movies. This movie challenges that, and by virtue of being a movie that someone wrote and shot.
Yeah, but Hard Ticket doesn't have a bridal gown, does it?
Bridal gown. Not a trope, but I like it.
Which reminds me, we do have Trash Kings in person, B-Movie Bingo, Bad Movie Bingo, June 3rd. Rec Room Arts. Hit us up on social. Get bingo cards. We want to see you there.
The bingo card will do you no good if you're not there. So
Correct.
Get the bingo card, but also come.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and rate this. Who wants to go first? Who wants to set the precedent?
I'll get mine out of the way.
All right, Justin.
I'm giving it a 1.5. Sorry, guys.
What?
Because I know it's going up from here, so I wanted to get it out of the way. There were a couple parts that were funny to me, but like it just didn't hit me the way it hit all of y'all, and
Good Good timing.
That's
It
your
was
edit point, and Adam, no.
It was the kind of camp that was just annoying to me. Like, it irked me at how annoying everything and everyone was in this movie.
Yeah.
Like it's fine if like y'all kind of winged it and y'all were trying to make the comedy up on the fly, but like it was just, I don't know. It was lowbrow in the way that just like irked me.
And the 4 days of filming doesn't help that rating at all?
No.
Ooh.
No, it doesn't.
Wow.
1.5 from
All right, from Justin.
I'm sorry,
Mr.
1.5
Petty.
and a brain.
Okay.
Just for that scene of him getting trampled on, that just like gave me, I don't know why, but it just gave me an intense brain vibe.
And this deserves a brain, I think, and from someone at least.
All right. Joey, why don't you take us from there?
Oh.
See if you can get the bar higher than that. Doubt it.
I think I'm going to give it 4 bags of trash and a brain. Yep.
Pretty good.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's
We shouldn't be able to give brains without explaining why we're giving a brain.
Oh, I got an explanation.
Okay, let's hear it.
Wouldn't you like to know?
We take these brains to be self-evident.
No, I really don't know.
I got an explanation.
Them fraggers are catching up with you, bud.
Yep.
Yeah.
These are the most those slurs. No, it's it's okay. It's bad. It's terrible. This is awful.
Yeah.
But it is so awful that it's sort of fucking amusing as shit. I couldn't look away at any point. I was mad when I had to get up to get beers.
No, there's no pee break in this movie.
It's complete shit. It is maybe the worst fucking thing we've ever watched. But it's so entertaining. At every moment, I was just like, how are they going to convolute this plot even more? And they figured out a way at every point, and then threw in tits on top and sound effects. And it's so beautiful. I cannot recommend anyone watch this unless you are drinking some beers and you're with other people and you're like, do you want to watch the stupidest fucking movie ever made?
Yeah.
This is the one you pick. This is the stupidest movie ever made that I can think of. We watched fucking Sniper Special Ops last week.
Yeah, Jesus.
And that's a very bad movie, but it's boring and the filmmaking is like it's trying to be by the numbers while simultaneously like kowtowing to Steven Seagal's whims, and which is interesting as shit. This movie is on a different kind of fucking level. It reminds me a lot of Las Vegas Bloodbath, but it's not heinous, disgusting stuff that they throw in your face. It's just stupid, perverted jokes that a 12-year-old would think of. It's like, here's this again. 5 seconds later, you want another one? Here's another fucking 12-year-old joke in your fucking face. Eat it, you piece of shit. You're watching this garbage to jerk off. Fuck you. And it
Really just so aggressively hates the viewer.
It is an aggressively dumb movie.
Is this
and
movie
for that,
ever
I
gonna
salute
end?
it. I salute it for being incredibly dumb, and I sort of love it.
All right, 4 bags and a breen from Joey. How about JD?
Man, it's tough. It's tough. I'm gonna say, guys, look, this is a 5. Okay, It just is. It's not as fun as Roar. It's not as fun as a typical 5, but how dumb this movie is and how all the pieces come together perfectly.
It's a puzzle where you like put the pieces together by fucking force.
Yeah.
And it makes this dumb fucking looking thing, and you're just like, I did it. I put the puzzle together, and you're like, what? That looks like that's not the puzzle at all. And you're like, fuck you, that's the puzzle.
Yeah, you just crumbled them all together and added glue. That's not a puzzle.
Glued together with Elmer's.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm about to jerk off on it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's this movie. It's just like
People are constantly just getting naked. The director's balls are empty and he can't like focus. It's like the Lieutenant Hoagie shows up and oh god, it's just delightful.
people are having a real fucking good time making this, and it makes no sense. It's absolutely
and they really
horrible.
tried. They really tried to connect it.
I don't think they did. How many wide shots can one person get? Oh my
We'll
god!
find out.
That's all the
72-hour
movie
film
is.
festival.
No fucking coverage in this movie. None.
It doesn't need it.
It doesn't need it. It just needs the blonde broad to pull out her tits. It needs the it needs the brown brunette lady to pull out her tits once, and then fight the blonde girl, and then that's funny. That's a good scene. No one cares.
And
she's,
when the grenade explodes,
the murderer is trans or something. I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah, who
No one
cares?
cares about
She's
this.
mad.
Let's
Yeah.
just keep filming. Let the fucking film spin in the reel. Let's put a Batman sticker on it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
2 Batman logos in the same scene.
It was a movie of its time.
Did you have any other thoughts, JD? Since you
Sorry,
kinda got railroaded.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was your turn.
Well, okay. So it's a 5, right?
Oh yeah,
Because it's just so chock full of sandwiches and tits, and like even some guy says like, besides she's got great tits. Like they had all the Fred Olin Ray stuff. One of the
Fred
moguls says it, but like the Breen, I want to give it a Breen. It feels Breenish. A lot of the
It's been
especially
brined.
the porno actor who's she's just like breathing heavy the whole time.
Oh, I love her.
I feel like she deserves the Breen. I don't know. Who did you
really
give the
love-
Breen to, Justin?
He gave it for
I
the
gave
homeless
Breen to
stomping or
the
whatever.
That's right.
Director.
Yeah, and Joey didn't have an explanation or on future
I don't really have
episodes.
a read. I just it's all the background for me is just the
Yeah.
fact that they did this over 4 days, and it's just complete nonsense. That's the Brain to me, which is a Brain quality, is just uber cheap.
It's just
uber
sheer
dumb.
force of will.
Yes, sheer force of will. Like, we have $19,000. We got 4 fucking days. We got a pile of coke. Fucking make a sci-fi movie that we're gonna sell as a sci-fi movie on the poster. But guess what? It's not sci-fi at all. It's a porno sci-fi that we're not gonna show much of at all. It's just this weird slasher
Wait.
film that makes no fucking sense.
It's not even a porno
This is the
sci-fi.
plot.
There's no sci-fi in this movie at all.
No,
yeah.
but it's sold
the
as
movie that
such.
they're making is a sci-fi movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
When
She
you,
pulls
when
out
you
that little
pull up
Ken
this
doll,
movie
remember?
to watch, it
She
is
sucked
called
him up.
Mars.
She sucked him down.
He said
Was
I
it-
sucked him down to
What the
size.
fuck is this movie called? Mars Babes or something?
Bad
Bad
Girls from Mars.
Bad Girls from Mars. What the fuck? Nothing about that title is included in this movie at
Yes,
all.
it is. That's the name of the movie they're making.
yeah.
With the Indiana Jones guy.
This is like
Yeah.
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
But when
Which
you
they
start
mentioned
watching
Plan
this
9 in the
movie,
movie.
Yeah,
when
there's a
you
lot of
start
Ed
watching
Wood
this
jokes.
movie, it's immediately leaving that idea.
Yeah, it's awesome.
immediately. It's great.
awesome.
That's the brain of it. It's just
See, and that's where
absurdism.
I disagree. Okay. This movie is a 5. No question about it. It's a 5 bag. It's this and Las Vegas Bloodbath are opposite sides of the same coin. It's why I come to this thing every
Period.
week. Like, this is what I want.
That's why I come.
That's why I come to.
This is what I want from these trash movies. It's fucking perfect. It's asinine. It's bullshit. Lieutenant Hoagie shows up and just destroys scenery for fucking 45 minutes out of an hour and 20-minute movie.
Breathy Blonde.
Blonde is there.
A lot of good stuff.
This movie is unimpeachable.
It's the president.
This movie is ungovernable.
It is
where I disagree.
Slutty trash.
Yeah,
Slutty trash.
where I disagree. This movie does not embody the Breen, because to me, the Breen there's an innocence to the Breen. There is a singular vision to the Breen. There is a planning to the Breen. Like, Breen is all over the place, but he's trying to make something that is very cohesive and getting a point across. This is not a Breen. This is not a Ho. This is a Fred. This is 100% Fred Olin Ray distilled into an hour and 20 minutes. Like, this is everything that I feel like every Fred Olin Ray movie that we've seen has
something
pieces of this.
This is the core.
And this is, yes. This is his thesis statement. He's like, this is who I am as a filmmaker.
Okay, fuck it. Yeah, the Breen I gave is now a Fred.
It's a 50 Shades of Ray. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm standing by my braid.
It's pure fucking Fred.
Fred Olin Ray was on a plane with the 93 Chicago Bulls, and they crashed in the middle of the forest, and he had a camera, 4 days, and $16,000, and this is how he survived. This is his instinct kicking in. This is just pure raw nerve Fred Olin Ray, and it's beautiful.
It is.
This is what filmmaking should be.
Not every time, but sure.
Shout out in support of the writer's strike, of course.
Please don't make this all filmmaking, but sure.
Yeah.
This is the AI future y'all wanted.
No, this is like
it's grade A pure cocaine.
It's his vision. Just like Breen's movies are his vision. That's what film.
That's what I'm getting at. I think with my Breen is that it's pure. It's exactly what he wants to do without anyone saying shit. Because
he's an auteur
on this movie.
He's an unflinching auteur.
This episode is going to be longer than the movie.
I would like to feed every Fred Olin Ray movie to AI and see what kind of script it writes.
It's gonna write this movie.
Justin, rethink your look. I'm not gonna tell you to change your rating, but I just want to put this up there. There's a woman who is sexually attracted to trash.
I was going to say the trash quote probably needs to go into the intro.
Yes. I said that when it happened. I was like, that has to go in the fucking theme song.
But I was reserved about it until the film finished, and I realized it's a beautiful piece of shit.
Not only
and
that,
it would
she
be
dies.
Just to put it in the intro, but I don't know where it goes because the intro is kind of full. I'm going to throw it on. I think I'll throw it before the things quote. And I think it will work.
What a bunch of trash.
Yeah, right before that, I think. I don't know exactly what she says now, but
the smell of garbage turns me into a wild woman.
No, I like what a bunch of trash, and then her response to that is the smell of garbage.
Nice.
Fucking beautiful is what it is.
And just like this episode is going to be longer than the movie.
I'm not here to tell y'all what's bad and what's good. I'm just saying it didn't hit me.
There's no flip-flops clacking or whatever, so it didn't.
There were sandals, there were Tevas clacking on him while he was laying in the trash.
Oh. That's why he's attracted to that scene.
He loves
Makes total sense now.
There was a magical quality to that scene.
Yeah, I think we watched a pinnacle of this show. I'm not going to say a pinnacle of everything, but
guys, I can't. I don't see how y'all are rating this so high.
I don't see how you're rating it so low.
Bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to grease up the happiness dial in your fucking heart, man.
Grease up a little hoagie into your heart, okay?
Yeah, let that grinder just get in there. Let those cured meats seep into your bloodstream, and you'll understand. Well, all 4 of us gave it something extra on top of it, whether it was a Breen or a Fred or whatever, which that's never happened before. So
we all gave it a topping.
We all gave it a little lanyap. So
a little backseat sloppy top.
Are we gonna just call it like maybe we just transform the Breens into like a topping?
So that is 3.875 bags of trash plus
what? A lot of toppings.
A couple of Breens, a couple of Freds. We're getting topped by a couple of amazing filmmakers this week.
Yeah.
Top in their field, at the top of their craft.
Do we need to watch this movie on June 3rd to make people very uncomfortable?
I don't think we would be able to finish this movie. I think Jonathan would kick us out.
No, in that respect, it has the same sense of Las Vegas Bloodbath. Like, you can't show this.
Yeah.
You can't show this to a general audience.
Yeah.
They won't get it.
Las Vegas Bloodbath is the violent side of that coin, and this is the sexual side of that coin.
Yes. Yes.
I love Las Vegas Bloodbath.
Without being too sexual. Like, there's definitely a more sexual vibe, but this is the trash sex film vibe to an extent that you don't really want to go to. But it is the definition.
It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And it is 3.875 bags of trash. I've been your host, Adam Edwards. Joining me this week, Joseph Graham, Justin Petty, JD Karpicki, Apocalypse Howell never came back. So fuck them. Thank you all for giving up your Friday night this week, Saturday morning. Thank you all for watching and listening. Thank you to Southern Star Brewing Company for the frackers that gave Joey the courage to give this 4 bags of trash this week. We hope to see y'all June 3rd at Rec Room Arts in downtown Houston. Follow us on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that good shit. Again, thank you all for watching and listening, and we will see you next time.
Peace!